Again, a robbery suspect who has fired shots at police already and hit one police car, we are told, several times with gunshots, and now he's driving very erratically on this street, passing cars. As we mentioned earlier, here we go again, the squeeze play between two cars, coming up on an intersection here, and he's been running stop signs and trying the best he can to make himself scarce.
The one thing in watching all of this, too, you notice is the danger that he's putting other people in as well. Now he's off-roading. He's just kind of gone into a green space area there. We know that the police officers are watching our air video right now, video that we're showing you here from News Chopper 2, to try to get a location on this person. As we've been following the driver of this pickup truck for about the last 10 minutes or so, we've been noticing just how the
out, you can see the helicopter right over the top of the truck. This may be a situation where we actually see the HPD helicopter stop the vehicle itself.
Are they trying to communicate with it? Are they using radios from that helicopter? Do they have a loudspeaker on that helicopter where they can do such a thing?
Well, first of all, the truck's about to run into another fence. I'm going to give you a really wide perspective here. You can see the suspects are cornering themselves now. I can't tell you, on board the HPD helicopter, they all travel with a pilot and an observer. The observer is on the right side of the helicopter, and they are doing what they can to stop this vehicle. You've got several units coming into the field now, and he is going to do what he can to get out of this field. I do not know how many units he may be running into, but hopefully they're going to be able to position themselves to stop this truck in this field here.
And do you see any ground units near it? Because we have to remember that these guys are armed, whoever's inside of that truck, because we understand shots were fired earlier at police officers.
Okay, he's coming up on several units here. They're strategically placing themselves around. Okay, if you look on the left and right side of the screen, there are two units. They're going to try to box him here with the helicopter. We're going to come in. Okay, and I believe that officer's firing at the truck. Okay, there's several units in that field now, and he is back on the road. There was probably 6 or 7 units in that field. Almost saw an accident right there. He's back on a neighborhood side street.
And this is where they get desperate and could possibly cause some accidents, as we've seen a couple of near misses just within the last few minutes. Does it seem those ground units are back behind it, or are they back in that field?
A lot of those units are going to try to get out of this field. Of course, you know, these suspects are in a truck, so they've got a lot more power to get through that field.
So they have the advantage.
He's driving at a very high rate of speed right here. This is an incredibly dangerous chase. They need to stop him as soon as they can, obviously. Those units are left behind in that field, and he's probably lost most of the ground units. They're going to have to call ahead. Okay, he's got more ground units. just small power complex here. Do not know what road he is approaching. Still paralleling Highway 3. Several units on Highway 3, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, and he is...
Okay, so perhaps they'll...
Okay, here come 2 units that are going to try to cut him off. He is right at the corner of a neighborhood here, and he's coming back towards the fence line. This is a school, a church actually, that he is in front of. He's hitting the parking lot. He's going to find a way out of the parking lot back onto a major road. Of course, he's going to run into several units right here. And he's avoiding the units.
I mean, he's doing everything he can to get away.
He is indeed doing everything, and they're doing everything they can to box him in. And you can see how many units are down here, probably 15 or 20 units now. Now we've got some other vehicle, another truck now involved in this. We do not know if that's some kind of undercover unit or if it's just a motorist.
But it seems as though some sort of four-wheel drive or just a higher vehicle would help.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Right now, Jessica, he's back going the opposite direction we just came from. He's paralleling the tracks again, paralleling Highway 3, now going southbound back towards Bay Area Boulevard. And he's obviously figured out that if he stays on the grass and on this field, it makes it much more difficult for the units to follow him. And we are coming up on Bay Area Boulevard again. HPD helicopter right overhead. Now, I do know of situations where the observer in the HPD helicopter has stopped chases and stopped suspects from the ship itself. Now, whether or not that ends up a situation, whether or not it unfolds that way, we don't know, obviously, but the units are having a really difficult time staying with this truck, considering the fact that he continues to stay in this field.
Looks like he's losing control.
He is losing control periodically, but regaining control. He's coming up on Bay Area Boulevard. We'll see if he tries to stay off the streets. Several units trying to catch up to him.
And this case has been going on now for almost 45 minutes.
45 minutes. We, just to recap, heard of it over off of Battleground Road at 225.
He's back in another parking lot.
Back into another parking lot. We're going to lose him here in this apartment complex. We'll try to stay with him. He's going to cut through this parking lot. I'm going to widen out so I can see where he's going. Okay, there he is right there. He's cutting through these parking lots. We'll see if he makes his way back over to a main road here.
You know, usually what we see is that they bail out when they find that there's nowhere else to go, but this guy just keeps on going.
He's finding plenty of other places to go to. We're trying. Okay, there's people walking through this parking lot. This is very dangerous. You know, I wish there was a way that we could alert some of these folks to stay out of the way. Okay, he is in some apartment complex, running through the parking lot of this apartment complex. You're going to have pedestrians crossing the lot. We just saw a person walking to their car almost get hit. And he's had several near misses with several vehicles as well.
And those are speed bumps he's hitting? He's going over? It looks...
Okay, he's going back to the easement now. There's a unit right there. Okay, he's been blocked in. Just saw him hit a police car. Sideswipe that police car. He's going back to the easement now. Back over near Highway 3. And he's going to cruise. Okay, we're back northbound on the easement now, paralleling Highway 3 and the train tracks again. This is the third time we've seen him on this easement. He's back northbound, paralleling the tracks along Highway 3 now. He initially came off of Bay Area Boulevard. He's crossing the tracks. Looks like he might lose control. No, he's going to get on Highway 3. Okay, now he's turning back southbound on Highway 3 now.
And he's losing some of that stuff that was in the bed of the pickup.
Losing a lot of the stuff in the back of the truck for sure.
Picking up speed again.
Picking up speed. Coming up on Bay Area Boulevard again from Highway 3, southbound now.
And so far there have been dozens of near misses of just regular old people driving down the street. He has sideswiped a police car, and he just keeps on going.
Just keeps on going. We just saw him sideswipe that police car. Had several near misses. He's probably doing 60, 70 miles per hour now on Highway 3. We are in the Webster area. I do not believe we've crossed Bay Area Boulevard. We may have. He's going to run into some traffic here again. He's coming up on, okay, cut through a yard there, lost some, whatever was in the back of the truck. And we're over near the medical center near Webster. He's westbound. He's going to make a U-turn, head back eastbound now. Okay, the road that we're on is called Medical Center. And he's back eastbound now on Medical Center. He's going to run into more traffic here, cutting through another yard here.
And this is in the Clear Lake.
Okay, we're back southbound on Highway 3. Just cut through a gas station.
And this is in the Clear Lake area. Just to recap, we've been following this police chase now for about 30 minutes. It started around 2:45. We believe these are robbery suspects inside this white pickup truck. We have several units following it from Pasadena, Deer Park Police Department, as well as the Harris County Precinct 8 Constable's office. Several times they've lost this pickup truck, but then have found it again. HPD's helicopter has been also following above, and it has just weaved all over southeast Harris County, at times going at very high rates of speed, now slowing down on these smaller side streets, but again, picking up speed.
Jessica, we're westbound on NASA Road 1 now, picking up a lot of speed. He's blowing through these lights. Okay, he's coming up on 45 here. He's in oncoming traffic now. Okay, he's driving basically in the turn lane. Almost saw a major accident right there with that green truck.
What?
That was incredibly close. Okay, he's driving in the turn lane now and occasionally in oncoming traffic. He's getting back with the flow of traffic, coming up on a major intersection here. Coming up on 45. He's trying to get to the Gulf Freeway, no doubt. He's making the exit to 45. Looks like he might lose control. And he maintains control of the truck. Several units still trying to catch up to him here. Okay, we are now northbound on 45. He's now on the service road of the Gulf Freeway, traveling northbound. We'll see if he gets on the main lanes. HPD helicopter still overhead. several ground units trying to catch up. All this continuing to unfold in the Webster Clear Lake area. Okay, he's getting on the main lanes of 45. Now he's northbound on 45, Gulf Freeway. And he's got plenty of room to run here. He's on the shoulder, and he's going to try to pick up as much speed as he can. He's probably doing 80 miles per hour on the shoulder of 45.
And just passing people on the left.
Just blowing by people on the left like they're standing still, basically. All these units are going to have a tough time getting ahead of him, although they're obviously going to call ahead to other units that hopefully will be able to cut him off. This may be a prime opportunity for them to try to throw some spikes down if they're able to get ahead of the truck far enough. Of course, that all depends on where the truck goes, obviously, but for some reason, obviously the reason he's staying on the shoulder is to pass by all of this traffic. There's a lot of heavy traffic right now on the Gulf Freeway northbound, so he is just staying on the shoulder. Probably doing about 75, 80 miles per hour now.
Because we are almost in rush hour traffic time, and clearly there are a lot of cars on the road there. There have been several near misses. He has sideswiped a police car. Now he pulls into the main lane.
And almost lost control right there. The main lane's on the Gulf Freeway. HPD helicopters right ahead of us.
And Dave, as you said, this is very dangerous because if he loses control, he's easily going to hit one of those people just driving down the highway.
Yeah, with the amount of traffic on 45 right now, it's not going to be one vehicle. It's going to be several vehicles involved in an accident here if he loses control of his truck. There's complete disregard for every other motorist on the freeway here. This is probably one of the most erratic chases that we've covered in some time. He's driving completely erratically all over southeast Houston. all over the Clear Lake area, Webster area. Apparently it's a white male, possibly in his 50s, is the information that we're getting right now. Possibly a single suspect in the truck. Wanted in some kind of robbery over in the Pasadena area. We do not know if there's a passenger in the vehicle. Okay, apparently he's wanted for robbery at a cleaners in the Pasadena area. Okay, and he's coming up on some traffic. We're going to try to get around here. Okay, he may be U-turning here. Okay, and there he is. Now he is oncoming traffic. Not sure what road we're on. We're either on Alameda Genoa or Fuquay, and we're going to see an accident right here. He hit that truck, and he's still trying to make his way on oncoming traffic. Several motorists seeing him come by, pulling over. He's scraping by these vehicles. At some point, he's going to hit a vehicle head-on here.
And Dave, on the phone we have right now is Vance Mitchell with the Pasadena Police Department. Vance, can you fill us in on how all of this started? We've gotten some details, but not all of them. We understand it started at a cleaners. Vance, can you hear me?
Okay, Jessica, it looks like his front right tire has a flat tire. He's on Alameda Genoa. He's blown through that stop sign. He's still westbound on Alameda Genoa. Further west he goes. We are south of Hobby Airport now. He'll be approaching Telephone Road here in a few minutes. He's swerving in and out of traffic. He's sideswiped probably, or scraped by, I should say, several cars. Okay, now he's turned north. He's pulling back into a road that's going to turn into a foot chase right here, unless he backs the vehicle up. And we're going to have to come around here and get out of the trees. We're going to lose the shot here.
Looks like he's backing up.
Okay, he's backing up the vehicle. He's going to come back south to Alameda Genoa.
But he is riding on a flat tire, right?
It appeared that he blew a tire, the right front tire, but right now, as I look at it closer, it seems like it is not flat. He apparently has all of his tires inflated.
And we were able to catch a glimpse of the suspect just there with that one shot. We understand he is a white male in his 50s who police say robbed a cleaner store probably just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. And he has been traveling ever since then, weaving in and out of neighborhoods all over Southeast Harris County on the freeways, and he's not slowing down.
Yes, he's been in and out of oncoming traffic. He scraped by several vehicles. He hit one police car in an apartment complex, almost hit a pedestrian at that same complex. Okay, now we're on Fuquay. And I believe we're headed westbound on Fuquay. And he is in with the flow of traffic. Several times he has gone against the flow of traffic. But he's westbound on Fuquay with the flow of traffic. Should be coming up on Telephone.
as we certainly saw down in Clear Lake. They're having a tough time with them on freeways, huh?
That's correct, Gina. The ground units are having a very difficult time keeping up with the truck. A lot of that has to do with the fact that he was in and out of these fields here and easements paralleling Highway 3. Very difficult for the cars to keep up with him, considering the fact that he's in a truck. Right now, just to update folks, we are on the Beltway, the South Belt, traveling westbound on the South Belt. Still a lot of traffic along the Beltway. But as you mentioned, Gina, the ground units are having an incredibly difficult time keeping up with him. In fact, I don't see any ground units anywhere near the vehicle at this time. Only the HPD helicopter overhead, and they will continue to stay over the vehicle, obviously, and relay to the ground units where he is. And, of course, they're going to radio ahead and see if they can mobilize more units up ahead of him to eventually catch up with him. But he's driving so erratically. He's been doing speeds of 80, 85 miles per hour along 45, along the Beltway, along surface streets, through neighborhoods. He's hit 2 or 3 vehicles. He hit 1 officer, in fact, almost hit a pedestrian in an apartment complex. As you know, this whole thing's been going on for some time. Apparently wanted in a robbery at a cleaners in Pasadena. At least 1 suspect, a white male in his 50s, driving this vehicle. We do not know if there's another person in the truck or not.
And Dave, to cut you off briefly, I just got some information from our newsroom desk, assignment desk, that it all began in the 5800 block of West Red Bluff at the Queen Oaks Dry Cleaners, and they identified the vehicle leaving that robbery scene about 3 o'clock. I know we've been saying about 2:45, 3 o'clock. So, yeah, about 1 hour and 10 minutes now, they've been in pursuit of what they believe to be, as you said, at least 1 lone suspect, not being able to confirm whether or not there's a passenger inside that vehicle at this time.
And that's correct. And also information that we had is initially when the chase started, Gina, that shots were fired from the truck. So we believe that the suspect is armed. Now, since he's gotten off some of the roadways and was driving along the fields and on the easements, we never saw any other shots fired at any officers. However, as I mentioned before, he did strike 1 officer with the vehicle. An officer trying to stop him in an apartment complex. He sideswiped that car and, of course, took off. We're still westbound along the South Belt now, and we should be approaching 288 soon. Okay, we're still a ways,
is the traffic looking thin ahead of you? I'm sorry, Dave, is the traffic looking pretty thin ahead of you, or is it getting heavier?
It's going to be a little bit heavier. I'm trying to look ahead of us. It's really not too bad. It's fairly thin right now. The South Belt, which is an avenue I typically take coming to Hobby, is usually fairly thin traffic-wise. So he's got some good room to run. He's had a lot of stuff in the back of the truck also that's been falling out of the truck throughout this chase.